Welcome to Enviro Close-Up. I am Carl Grossman. With me is Dr. Glenn Alcalay, and the subject, Marshall Islands on the Beach. On the Beach, it's the title of a horrific novel by Nevil Shute about the aftermath of a nuclear war. Well, it turns out that Nevil Shute got his inspiration for On the Beach from the bombing, essentially, by the United States, not in a war, of the area around the Marshall Islands. People have been suffering, people have been dying ever since. And Dr. Glenn Alcalay, who way back in the 1970s was a Peace Corps volunteer of the Marshall Islands, has been studying the situation and acting on the situation ever since. Glenn, what happened at the Marshall Islands, those many years ago?
Well, Carl, the story really begins 9 months after we dropped the bombs in Japan to end World War II. And in July of 1946, the summer of 1946, the U.S. was feeling quite cocky and quite macho with its nuclear monopoly in its hip pocket and decided to continue testing nuclear weapons. They captured these islands under a United Nations mandate, actually called the United Nations Trust Agreement, at the end of World War II. And so the U.S. quickly set up their nuclear laboratory at Bikini. People now know the name because of the bathing suit. That's how it got its name, by the way. The French designers stole it from these tests in 1946. But the U.S. quickly set up their first series of nuclear experiments far from the U.S. mainland, out of the shipping lanes, out of the sea lanes, in a protectorate, that is a colony controlled by the United States. So the story really begins in 1946 with the detonation of 2 small atomic bombs in the lagoon of Bikini Atoll. And for that test, interestingly, for that series, as a humane precaution, the Atomic Energy Commission and the U.S. government decided to take islanders who were downwind of Bikini in the fallout area. They decided to take them off their islands as a humane precaution in the event that some fallout might scatter on their islands. And that's important. We'll come back to that, but it's an important point to make because when we talk about the later tests, there's still some enigma and mystery surrounding why the U.S. did not evacuate these islanders for very much larger hydrogen bomb tests. 67 tests in all. Altogether, yes. Atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, dropped. I mean, I think perhaps people recall seeing, and those was some, there was one test, I think it was called Bravo. Yes. A bomb was 1,000 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb. Indeed. I'm sure viewers recall seeing old footage of ships, warships, just being blown to smithereens by these colossal nuclear explosions. But the people of the Marshall Islands were also affected. Glenn Alcalay, who for almost 30 years now has been deep into, this is the heart of nuclear darkness, deep into nuclear madness that's touched, that's impacted on, that's killed people on this planet. Thank you, Glenn, for your work, and thank you for watching. I'm Carl Grossman.